Hi friends! Welcome to another weekly video upload from Empty Mountain. This week we thought we would focus on our new Humanor system and share a little bit about that and show you our new setup. So it's May something and we moved on the land last July, so July of 2022, and when we bought the land it was just land in the woods, no infrastructure or services. So the first thing we did when we moved onto the land in our van while we were building is that we dug a pit-style latrine. And so we did that because it was the easiest thing to start with, but it's not a land-friendly practice to keep pit latrines going. So our good friend Nikolai taught us about Humanor, composting toilet system, and so we just got up and running with that, and I'm going to show you the great new outhouse that Mike built and share a little bit about our new setup. So this is our new outhouse. I'm going to paint it soon, but we just got it roofed, and our old system was like a tarp, a teepee tarp, which worked great, but it was temporary, and now this is our new, more permanent structure. Mike made this awesome door. I mean, it's just an OSB box essentially, but we've got a way to open and close it. And we got these windows at the Home Resource, a home reuse center in Missoula, so we've even got some windows. And right now we're just using a 5-gallon bucket with a like a camp style clip-on toilet seat lid, but our next project, or one of our next projects coming up very soon, is that we'll build a box, like a housing unit for this, so it'll be more sturdy and stable for folks, a little bit more user friendly. And here's the book, just the definitive hand guide on such matters, and I've been reading it, and it's basically, I mean, what you do is you collect human waste, and then you set up a compost bin outside and compost the waste that you collect. And so this way it's not waste at all. We're actually turning it into compost, and it's usable. In short, it's usable after like a whole, like 2 years is when you first have your first batch of compost, because you collect the matter for a year and then you let it sit untouched for a year. It's kind of just the basic rundown of that. And so Humanor, how you create it is that it's really important that you have the right cover material. So inside the toilet, most often people use sawdust. There's other things you can use too, but you cannot use like soil or sand, wood chips. Those are all a no for inside the toilet. So sawdust, we create that on site because we have a mill and we mill our own lumber. So we'll have hopefully enough sawdust that we won't have to buy it, but I think it'd probably be pretty inexpensive to buy it also. So we keep this bin next to it full of sawdust. So you need a really fine particulate for inside the toilet. And then you cover it every time you use it, and as long as you cover it with the right material, there won't be any odor or flies or bugs or anything like that that people often think about, and which you do have with like a pit style latrine. So the cover material is like super crucial. So here, I've also done some arting in our little setup here, and here's my little sign that I made based on Nikolai's suggestion and his write-up. And just kind of hang out here a minute if you want to read that. I guess I could have read it, and it's too late now. So I've got more toilet paper inside there and hand sanitizer, and look, I've done some more arting. Arting. just because I like to do that. And some inspiration while you're sitting on the loo. And I'll take you around here to where our setup is for the compost bin itself. So here's our top cover for inside the compost bin. Straw works great. You can use hay. It can be green. But you need like a plant cellulose matter to go inside the bin. And here is the bin that Mike made. With some like chicken wire and shored up the top and the bottom with some wood. And we haven't done our first deposit yet. You put like what they call like a biological sponge on the bottom. Again, like plant matter. Some sort of plant-based matter. And so from what I understand, like one person will typically fill 1 5-gallon bucket per week. So with Mike and I, you know, maybe 2 buckets then a week. And then you kind of gather up a few buckets and deposit them all at once. So right now we're working with 4 buckets. So once 3 of them are full, we'll do a deposit, and you kind of like make a well in the middle and dump it in there, and then you cover it with your cover material. And again, as long as you're using the right cover material and the right amount, then you won't have any like odor, bugs, critters, or anything like that. So we've got 2 buckets here, so we're just waiting for 1 more bucket. We've got our designated Humanure tools, and we just got our compost thermometer, 20-inch compost thermometer, which is highly recommended, so we can keep an eye on our temperatures inside the compost, so that we'll know what it's doing in there. So yeah, I'm gonna paint it. I might do some arting on the outside too, just to kind of you know, jazz it up a bit. That bucket is full of sawdust, which is great, and then we've already started another pile because again we generate sawdust here, and hopefully enough. I wish I could show you more closely, but this is our sawmill covered like a giant ghost. But when we mill the wood on here, maybe I can pick this up. Okay, well, oh, there it is. Okay, great. That was easy. So the sawdust shoots out of a very specific place when we're milling, and we've attached this bag onto the mill. We've got it hooked on with some clothespins on the side here, and we actually just we can collect sawdust right into here. Before rigging this up, it was just shooting out the side and collecting, actually just shooting right at the outhouse, which was hilarious because that's where it's supposed to go inside. But we didn't really want to just shooting all over the place, so we found a catchment system. Anyway, so now we can just collect the stuff that we need there. And yeah, straw bale's pretty inexpensive. I think like $8 a bale, and I think from what I read in the Humanure book, I think he was saying for a family of 4, I think he gets like 8 hay bales a year or something. So it doesn't take a lot. Now, interestingly, we're not gardeners, so we're not going to be really using the compost. You know, we're more interested in having a toilet system that is land friendly and doesn't use water, because we don't have water here on site. So once we generate compost, we'll just kind of spread it around and maybe help out some of our tree friends here. And you know, I might do some container gardening at some point, but yeah, we learned we're not gardeners. Turns out not everyone's into gardening. I love gardens, but there's other stuff I want to prioritize with my time and energy that is not gardening. So anyway, so we're going to be making compost but not really having a big use for it, but who knows, maybe something will change and a gardener will join us on the land here and love to use it, who knows. So anyway, that's a little bit about our new system. We're also thinking about putting a bump out on the cabin to put a composting toilet bucket system in there also, because you can use them inside. Again, as long as you're using the right cover material and the right amount, then you won't have an odor situation at all, or bugs or anything. So, so yeah, you can use them inside. That's no problem. So it's a really neat system to learn about. I've been enjoying reading the book, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So far, it's been pretty easy, and the adventure continues. Small upgrades here at Empty Mountain, they continue. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye!